you like briefly introduce yourselves and your role at Astro City?
Right, well, I'll start. My name is Josh Shishon. I'm 22 and I am the community manager. You'll see me and everyone else here, mostly running the Facebook, Twitter and any other social media. We try to reach out to customers as much as we can, and that's basically it.
Cool.
I'm Alan Lamb, I'm 27 and I'm the team leader at Astro City.
Cool.
I generally fix machines for them.
So you're the technical guy?
Yeah, technician as well, basically. Yeah.
I'm Aaron Roberts. I'm a graphics designer and artist. I do a lot of design work for Astro City. I am 24.
I'm Andrew Ranigal, 31 years old, the founder of Street Pass Southend and also the head of handheld gaming and console gaming consultant at Astro City.
Southend being a seaside town, like, it's usually associated with the arcades and that kind of culture. But how does Astro City differ to like a conventional arcade?
Well, that's a very good question, because in the beginning we really didn't. We were basically just your old generic arcade. But come about 2013, about January, February, we appeared at Astro City. And then coming up towards March and April, we started turning things around. We made it more of a community-based place where we would host events. We would get people to come over, give us suggestions. We were really reaching out to the community itself. So everything we've done is because of everyone around us.
Cool.
We listen to our customers, not that other arcades don't, but we really try to make it a point that we do what we can to make the customers enjoy the arcade as much as possible, to make it feel like a second home to them.
How many machines do you have at Astro City?
20, 30 video
Roughly.
games, I think.
Between 20 and 30 video games.
Cool.
Got a range of machines, driving, puzzle, got a few music games. We have several fighting games. I'd say it's between 20 and 30.
Awesome. That's a good range as well. You've got a
Yeah.
nice variety of like the retro and the new
Yes,
school
we do.
stuff. That's
Absolutely.
what draws me into this. I presume it must be pretty fun working here.
Oh God,
It's like
yeah.
a childhood's dream to work at an arcade.
Yeah, you'd say that.
When I was younger, I know I wanted to work in an arcade, and well, it's different to what I expected, but
Right.
it's every bit as fun.
Cool. So it's kind of like the business aspect, but
The business aspect, like when you first, think of it, you don't think, wow, it's a thing. You have to actually make an income off it in order to pay the rent and bills, in order to actually keep the business going. You don't see that side of it. You see, as a child, you see, oh wow, I want to own an arcade and play games for free. But it becomes very different. In fact, we don't really get that much time to play the games anymore. We used to play a lot more regularly when we were customers, but nowadays it's more business.
Cool.
We're always running about.
yeah. So yeah, I've noticed like your logo and branding it's from like the cabinet art, the original Space Invaders, isn't it? It took me a while to figure out what that logo was. It looked familiar. Why did you decide to go with that particular design?
That wasn't really our design, it was more Paul's design. He was the owner, he wanted to go with Space Invaders.
Well, in the beginning, he wanted to make it a retro arcade.
Yeah,
he
wanted
asked
a retro
a lot of the
arcade.
forum members on Jammer Plus and other arcade forums. He said he was going to set up a retro arcade, so I believe the type of feeling he was going for was to draw in all the older customers, people who are in their 30s and 40s who played these games as a child and are now like, wow, I recognize that. Maybe they have all my favorite games I used to play when I was 15.
Right. But you decided to bring in like the newer games as well.
Yeah, that was kind of our fault.
That's good though.
We did bring in a couple of new games because we thought we can't survive on just retro games. We have a vast majority of customers, so many varieties of people that we need to cater to everyone.
Right. So are there any games at Astro City that you wish you had that you'll have an eye on and you really want to bring in into display?
Track and field.
Oh
Straight
yeah, that's
away.
the one with the
I believe we do have one, but not the one that you want, right?
Hypersports, yeah, that's completely different, so yeah.
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 I did have a think actually of games I wanted in here, but I forget what they were. Bust a Move would be a good game.
Would agree.
We're mainly music based, like from us three being in the music rhythm game community, but we have music games we'd like in the arcade, like Project Diva, Sound Vortex, Guitar
Tycho.
Freaks,
Tycho.
Tycho. Can't think of what. Come back to me.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll let you think about it.
Is there anything you would like, Alan? Apart from just Tycho.
Maximum Tune.
Oh, that would
Racing
be
game.
so nice.
Ah, that's why I remember. It's just reminded me because it's a racing game. Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart arcade game.
Yep.
I know if I had to choose, if it were a racing game, it would be Initial D. Otherwise, there is a game I really like. It was called Border Break. It's a mech game, similar to Gundams, and it's by Sega.
Oh, yeah.
It's Japan only, unfortunately.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Ah. Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, you're
Cool.
very welcome to.
Yes. Well, back when I was a kid, I was like obsessed with this Star Wars game. I don't know the exact name. I think it was just called Star Wars Arcade.
Star Wars the arcade
Yes.
game.
Yeah, it had a joystick, and it was like an actual lightsaber. It was like the most. It was like being in the film, and I get to fight Darth Vader. It was really cool.
Have you heard of Trocadero?
No, I have not.
It's a big complex in London, and they had an arcade Star Wars game, didn't they?
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah, it was like it was like a giant complex. It used to be a Sega World before it was Trocadero,
Oh yeah.
and each floor would be individual arcade machines, and there'd be escalators going up.
Oh, it was that in Leicester Square.
Yes,
Yes.
it was around
Piccadilly,
the
yeah,
Piccadilly.
Piccadilly.
Yes,
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 I remember
that's
going
it.
there. Yeah.
It used to be Sega World, and then it became Trocadero, and it was known for its Funland arcade.
Mm.
And around the area there was a Star Wars arcade game.
Oh really?
It was a good one as well.
Cool.
We'll keep it in mind though.
Cool. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Yes. You recently got a new game called Tetris: The Grandmaster 3 Terror Instinct. The title just rolls off the tongue. How did you get hold of it?
Alan?
We took a trip up north and we actually acquired it from a friend for like about 700 quid.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
including all the parts. So
It was really fun. Alan and I, it was a road trip, and it took us how many hours?
I think it's like 3 hours each way. I think 3 to 4 hours.
It was more than that. It was about
You were gone for at least 12 hours.
gone
Okay.
for about 12 hours there and back. So we had to drive all the way. We were almost at Scotland.
Nearly.
Close.
Close.
Not quite there, but close. But
Yeah, you do a lot of travelling to get your arcade machines, don't you?
yes, we do.
Yeah, because I was speaking to Aaron about it a few weeks ago,
Ah,
and I think it's cool how you just travel to find the machines you want.
he would have told you about the Sweden trip then.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, that was about a 4-day trip to Sweden and
Terrible
back.
trip. Very tired.
Oh.
Oh
I
dear.
had to eat to keep myself awake.
What makes this Tetris game different from a regular Tetris, like on the Game Boy? What's
It's-
different from it?
A lot more hardcore.
Really?
It's designed to cater towards the professional players,
Right.
whereas you have, like, say, Nintendo Wii Tetris. That one
Professional.
is more casual. Alan knows a lot about that one. He's actually the Tetris player here. I love it myself, but I'm definitely not as good as Alan. Tell him about the Tetris.
Oh, I don't know. It gets really hard anyway. So yeah, I'm not the best.
What do you think is the worst shape in the Tetris game? I always hated the zigzag one.
Yeah, there's Z and S ones. Yeah.
Yeah. They're a pain.
Unless it's a block, like the cube,
Yeah.
and you've got nowhere to put it.
Some would say that the arcades aren't relevant anymore, but how important do you think the arcades are?
Well, it's subjective, really. Take Dance Revolution, for example. I own a home version of the dance pads, but it's nowhere near as good as the arcade version. And buying one it can be rather pricey. They go to, well, up to and beyond £1,000. You can get it cheaper, but it's more appropriate to have an arcade setting where you can stomp on it, you know, it will be maintained by staff, and you can meet other people. One big thing about Astro is that it's not just about the games. You come for the games, but you stay for the people. And that
It's very
goes on to
social.
our lock-ins as well. You know, a lot of people come to the lock-ins, and whilst you even play a bunch of games, But
A tagline on your business card.
yeah, it's all about the social aspect,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Cool. So how do you stay relevant in the days of like Xbox Live, where people can sit in and play their games?
Well, we offer things that they can't.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
i.e.
really cool.
Actual interaction with other people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like face to face, rather than just
Yeah.
being over a microphone and
Yeah.
just like that.
Definitely. So you guys are doing like quite well at the moment, establishing yourself. You got nearly 2,000 followers on Facebook. Not sure if you're aware of that. And
Yeah.
and of course you got Street Pass Southend. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yep. Basically, the idea started a few months ago, back in July or June last year, when I was going to the regular Street Pass Basildon events, which is just down the road from us. Basically, I suggested to them why not come down to Southend, because like A, there's a beach, and B, there's a theme park, C, there's this place. And they were a bit reluctant because Basildon is actually a long way away from them, whereas I live like in the middle of two towns. So gradually I said, might as well start one here, and within like a few months had like 30 plus players for our Pokemon tournaments, our Mario Kart 7 tournaments, and it's just been generally good so far.
Cool.
Plus the backing of Nintendo themselves.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
They endorse it?
Mhm.
That's awesome. So what plans do you have for Astro City in the future to grow and expand?
Well,
We-
oh, sorry.
We would like to open this floor.
Yeah.
We would like to have a lot of stuff down here. Some arcade machines, some more Vulix cabinets,
A
stuff
section
like
for consoles.
consoles,
you know.
PlayStation 4s, virtual headsets.
We want to like broaden it so much more.
mm.
Yeah.
We know a lot of people, they really are into trading card games. And we've had a bunch of people come down for lock-ins and spend almost the entirety of it playing Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Duel Masters, and so on. So, I mean, right around here, a corner for card games, consoles, maybe some Oculus Rift headsets.
Wow, yeah.
We really, really want to make
Big
it
TV
different.
for events.
Yeah, we want to just put TVs all around the walls. So many things.
Awesome. Yeah. I hope you achieve that. That'd be awesome
We'd
to
love
see.
to.
It would be pretty much the biggest adventure that we'd go on, because it's just so much we want to do and so much we can do. It's just having the space to do it.
Yeah.
Ideally, we would like to open at a different location, somewhere near here, but on a ground floor, because lifting machines up the stairs is quite
Oh my
difficult,
gosh,
and
yeah.
it's also a problem for the customers because they have to walk up the stairs, and for some customers, they're unable to go up the stairs on their own
Of course,
sometimes.
Mm.
So it's a bit unfortunate.
Mm.
So we would like to open on a ground floor, nice glass windows, and be able to show everyone what we've got
Yeah.
and why it's so much fun.
So what kind of games do you like personally enjoy playing the most? Not just arcade, just any.
Well, me personally, I really enjoy puzzle games. I'm a little bit of an RPG fan, but I can never find the time to finish them. I do enjoy playing online games, very social games. Not your typical Warcraft or anything, but games that are more dynamic. You can meet up with friends, and it can be anything. Just online games. I really enjoy the social aspect of online games. We can interact with each other and play a game and work together. So cooperational games.
Mhm.
I know we played co-op Tetris before.
Yeah.
And it can be really anything. But if I had to pick a real genre that I absolutely adore, it might be puzzle games, even though I'm a massive music game fan.
Cool. What about everyone else?
Music games for me mainly, yeah. But I do like play the occasional open world games like GTA, and let's see, I play Forza as well, so I like my racing games as well.
Cool.
Yeah,
Music games as well.
yeah.
I love my Nintendo, so I like platformers,
Oh,
adventure games like Zelda, GTA as well.
mm.
Horror games as well. Probably
I
my
wish I
favourite.
said that. Fatal Frame, Project Zero.
Amnesia. It's just
Amnesia.
perfect.
I have a group of friends that I play Amnesia with, and I tell this to everyone. I know I've said it before, but like bi-weekly we'll start a group call on Skype, and we'll all play Amnesia. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I'm not familiar with it, I'm afraid. No.
It's a first-person like horror survival game where you will have a lantern and you have to collect like tinder boxes for lighting, light sources, and oil for your lantern.
Who made it?
It's by Frictional Games. It started out as an indie game, but it became massive, and you're put into this like position where you don't know anything. You have to try and escape from anything, because you can have custom stories where people make their own versions of the story and you play them. And I like to that's cooperational as well, actually, because I like to team up with some friends and we go through it together.
That's awesome. I think you're a fan of Left 4 Dead as well.
Oh, I do love Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember playing that back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Pills here.
Yeah,
I love that.
Andrew?
I hadn't finished.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Sorry.
Continue.
And the old Disney games like Lion King and
On the SNES and
Yeah,
Mega Drive. Yeah.
I think one of my favourites from my childhood is probably the Flintstones on the NES. Which, I don't know, I think if you do, I loved it. I played it recently, and I don't know, I don't think any old games like that wouldn't have the same effect on anyone as that did when I was 4. But I loved that game. That was fun to play.
Yeah, I'm playing a bit of everything at the moment. Playing some GTA Online, playing some Super Smash Brothers on both my Wii U and 3DS.
Wow. That means you're entitled to Mewtwo, right?
I am, yeah. Plus the soundtrack CD, which I'm hoping to get sometime next week. But yeah, I don't exactly stick to one genre, so I'm all over the place.
Cool. Right. Why do you think gaming's such a fun hobby that's lasted since like the 70s, from Pong to the most recent game that's out?
Well,
I think it's evolution, going from just like the 2 pedals going up and down the screen to, well, like GTA, where you are actually walking around punching everything and stealing cars. Not that you would want to in real life, but you can do it in the game.
I think gaming takes your mind off a lot of things. You can get your stress out on a game. Like, if you're pissed off, go kill some zombies or something. It's nice to see, like, it can also provide something to see that you wouldn't see in real life, like dragons or something. I don't know, kind of like fantasy stuff. Just takes your
For me, I
mind on
think
a
it
trip.
provides a challenge, I think, some games.
I really enjoy the stories. I used to watch a lot of anime back in the day, Japanese animations, and one thing that I really appreciated about those over Western cartoons was the flow of story, where it's got character development, and the same applies for video games. There are certain games out there. They've all said GTA. I haven't played as much GTA as everyone else here, but there is character development and there is story, but that's applied to other games as well. Last of Us, I really, really enjoyed. It's so powerful because I wouldn't say it because spoilers, it's a story, but they really capture you. You engulf you in emotion.
You can get attached to characters.
You really can. I'm not afraid to admit that I have shed a few tears over a few video games.
And there's a film in the works for The Last of Us, isn't there?
Apparently so. Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how that works.
I'm interested
It's
myself.
got the girl from Game of Thrones, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
I know the one you mean,
Yeah. That would be cool.
Maisie
Williams.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you have any fond memories of the arcades as a child, back when it was bigger than it was today?
I certainly do.
Yes. Me and Alan were in Trocadero once.
Oh god. Yeah.
I had drunk a lot through the daytime, and I really needed the toilet. And then I couldn't go to the toilet because you needed someone who was over 18 at the time to be with you. So I couldn't go to the toilet. Instead of going to the toilet, I played on a dance machine and then decided to get more drink. So I really needed to pee.
And it made you hyper as well.
Yeah, it made me hyper. I was about 16 at the time.
Yeah, I spent most of my time at the seasides. I done Southend and in Clacton as well. Yeah, the first time I saw Mortal Kombat in an arcade, I must have been about 11 at the time, when there wasn't exactly an age restriction on games, and then I was like pulling off combos left, right, and centre, and it's sort of like that sort of thing got me hooked from a young age. And yeah, I was pleased that I eventually got Mortal Kombat when I got back home, but it just felt better in an arcade because loud noises behind you, proper controls, buttons.
Cool.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I don't exactly have a fond memory of an arcade because I never got to experience them as a child, as most everyone else here did. But I did own a Dreamcast. And
That's
as
quite an
most people
underrated
know,
console, isn't it?
it's a very underrated console. But as most people do and do not know, the Dreamcast actually had a lot of arcade ports.
Right.
Crazy Taxi, for example. And all these games that were exclusive to arcades finally came to something that I could play. And that encouraged me to go out and play sometimes. So when I came across places like Trocadero, I would play the games there. But there was this place in Wales, and when I went down there, I think it was in Neath, there was a big, like almost the same as Southend, like an arcade walk. And I saw Crazy Taxi for the first time ever in my entire life. And at the time, all I was playing was Dance Dance Revolution. The pedals didn't work, unfortunately, on Crazy Taxi, but I played it nonetheless, and I still put more credits in because I still have the fond memories of the Dreamcast game. And it's not exactly an arcade-ish thing, but it's my fond memory because the games that I played in Dreamcast really brought me into the arcade games in that sense.
Cool. You mentioned that, I remember Aaron, you mentioned to me in our last interview that you went to Japan and you played some of the games there, and I've heard...
Yeah,
cool.
we did, yeah.
And some of them, they got a reputation of being quite interesting.
Yeah.
And what was like the most random game you played there?
Alan played a game where you flip a table.
Yeah, basically you have to whack the table and then...
We have a video on YouTube of him playing it. And it's quite interesting.
It's the best 50-piece man.
It was weird. He put his credit in, he selected his stage, and then there was a woman sitting at a table on her wedding day, and she got pissed off, and you had to press down.
You press down first, you meant to whack the table down.
To kind of rile it up, build the adrenaline for her or something.
Yeah.
And then when he's ready, he just flips the table and you see a wedding cake go flying and into it all weirdly. Pulling weird faces as well. It was funny. And very strange music playing.
Oh, yeah.
You got to bring that game to Astro.
We do
We'll try.
Japan's a long way away.
It was also cool, so cool seeing all the arcade machines there. It's so different. It was like each arcade we went into, there was like 6 or 7 different floors, and they'd have one dedicated to fighting games, one dedicated to music games, one dedicated to, what was the gun one at the top of every arcade?
Gunslinger Stratos?
No, it's all these pods and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Those Gundam ones, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
We saw one with loads of pods at the top of... It's funny because you...
City and then
Yeah.
It's funny because you'll go to Seafront and you'll just see one in one arcade, and like it looks expensive and you won't see it much in any of the other arcades. But in Japan they had like a floor with like 30 of them on just the one floor. It's kind of crazy.
Cool. What do you think is the major appeal of the arcades that's kept people like coming back over the years?
It's fun.
Yeah.
People care. People meet friends. We've had people come to our lock-ins. They absolutely unknown to each other. They don't know each other. And then they've gone out and then come back several days later as regular customers, but together as friends. I think it's the social aspect. I keep repeating the social aspect because that is the biggest, most important factor to me personally. I think that's what an arcade can offer. People will keep on coming back because it's not somewhere where you're at home. If you're at home, chances are you're going to be either bored or sitting on your computer or on your PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo. Whereas if you're out in an arcade, we've just got people cosplaying upstairs. It's all their favourite anime and game characters. They can't really just do that together at home. You can't really invade your best friend's house. You've got to really upset the parents.
Astro
and probably
also
scare the
kind of
dog.
feels like home, doesn't it?
Well, that's the thing.
We all feel really comfortable here. We do quite
There's
a lot
of
here.
freedom here.
Yeah.
People can come in and they don't have the restriction they have at home. You can run around with your shoes on, you can pretend to be whatever character you want to be when you're dressing up, and you can shout and scream and everyone will just laugh.
Cool. Thanks very much for chatting with me in this very
It's
cold
okay.
room.